Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the first episode of Rugby Academy Ireland live again since pre-COVID. Yes, we've done some of the small chats with some of the students and coaches and analysts and stuff like that, but we're back now. We're back bigger and better and badder than ever, and tonight we're very swift because we have now tied down. Literally, almost, we had to get him in the studio. Our Director of Rugby, Dan Funsell. Tonight, we'll be going through what's been happening, future plans. We'll be looking at some of the successes of the students. We'll be looking at some of the courses. We'll be explaining what the Learning Pathway programs are, and we'll be looking at a range of things that we're doing at home and abroad. This is Rugby Academy Ireland, an international independent academy based in Ireland for aspiring young players, and you're welcome to tonight's show. Oh, listen, let's bring the big man in himself. Former Springbok International Scrum Half, all-round bloody good egg. He's our Director of Rugby. He's a really good mate. It's Dan Funsell. Dan, good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening, Joe. Very well, thanks. And thanks for that introduction, calling me big. I used to be small.
Scrum halves, all scrum halves have the little man syndrome, mate. They all think that they're the big mate. But listen, we're great to be back and doing these quarterly shows. Again, brought to us by our good friends at VO. VO is the ultimate camera for team sports. Record and live stream your matches automatically and take a game to the next level up. Go to vo.co and have a look at what they do. So we've got people watching us tonight. Ian Gilbert. Ian, one of our Ulster fans, a big fan of the Academy. Hola from Madrid is our Ian there. Good evening to you, Ian. I hope that you're well. So, Dan, we're back after such a long time. Pre-COVID was the last time we did a full show for the Academy through 3BOD, and we managed to get you on. So this will now become a regular thing. So how have you been? How is the Academy? What's been going on?
Look, it's been crazy times, but we've had a good year, the last year, you know. But as you say, we haven't had these chats for a long time, and actually feeling nervous having them again, because during COVID times and so on, you were quite used to all the Zoom calls and call it, you know, webinars and seminars and all of that. And now we're back into reality, and you know, we've been quite busy this last year. Coming out of COVID, where nothing was happening in the academy.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's quite an interesting time, isn't it? There's a lot of people now trying to get back into the usual routines, but from an academy point of view, what was it like? Because there was nothing for a while, and then, you know, we're still inundated with requests for courses, and we'll come on to the types of courses and things we do, because we get so many questions all the time, private messages, requests for information and stuff. So let's just start with just sort of recasting back. What is Rugby Academy Ireland about for you? Why did you and Johan Taylor, international accredited coach in his own right, former a Nations winner, cup winner with Sri Lanka as a coach. What is it about Rugby Academy Ireland for the two of you, and why you set it up?
Look, you know, I probably started as Johan was. It was Johan's idea, and you know, we talk about it for a number of years. Is what is out there for the player that don't really make it, that feel that is good enough, but through injury or through perception of a coach or through whatever level it is, maybe just not getting the opportunity that other people get. How can they get the same sort of level coaching and training as the players in mainstream academies and so on? So it's always been a brainchild of us. And then, you know, as I said, I worked in player development, and then always had a passion for youth players, for young adults, and to see them progress. So we started the academy, and hard to think it's 5 years now, or going, this September we'll be going into our fifth season. So with COVID in between, so we're basically starting from scratch, or did the last year.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to come on to the player learning pathway programs shortly. That's really, really exciting. But I'll get in trouble if I don't. There we go. Who, where, and why? So who? We know we're based at the beautiful four-star Kildare Hotel and Spa in County Kildare. We know why you set up, but who? There's yourself as Director of Rugby and Johan Taylor as Managing Director. How do the two roles differ? What do you both do? People are interested in how it runs and what you both do.
Yeah, look, we dovetail a lot, so we probably one or two guys in one guy's body. But in fairness, Johan runs all the operations, probably looking after all the governance, and then coaching wise, he's in charge of the contact skills, having played at a high level himself and being a forward. He's looking after the contact skills and also forward specific stuff. And then myself, I'm responsible for directing the program, the day-to-day life of the academy, from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the evening. And the different elements that takes, and also looking after majority of the coaching within the academy then as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, brilliant. Learning pathway programs. Okay, this is one of the things that really sold for me a couple of years ago when you were developing this whole concept. Although we are an independent international academy for aspiring players to get them to the pro level, really it's about trying to get a boy or a girl rugby player, female or male rugby player, to the best level they can be at the given point when they come through the academy. But this twin track approach, the Learning Pathway Program, explain to everybody, what is that and what does that entail?
Look, it's something that's developing all the time. When we started, we wanted to be known as a rugby academy with education as sort of probably, I want to say secondary, but a lower part. So probably 80% to 20%. And then as we carried on, and as we got requests from parents, and especially as our transition year program is developing, player injury, we realized that every player is not going to make it to become a professional player, although that's everybody's dream. So we try to develop a learning pathway program, and every year we bring in something new to the course, where players can stay in the game, although they might not be able to play, or they might find out that they're not good enough to play, as we give a very honest assessment to players as well during their time with us. So our learning pathway, we are third level or registered third level education through ITech College, where players get a NQF level 5 and NQF level 4 qualification, or they have the chance to do it through ITech in strength and conditioning and personal training. We have a sports psychology diploma that players do with us. We NAC Sports video analysis qualification. So player come out of the academy and he can analyze any sport, rugby obviously being the main one, but they can go and video games and do statistics on all sports. So a very thorough NAC Sports qualification. We do public speaking, where players, when they start off and after the 8-week program, massive change in how they talk in front of cameras or with the media. We do media training. And there's, a lot more as well. Cooking classes, they learn how to cook for themselves. So it's very much a lifestyle, holistic approach, preparing them for life after rugby. But if they can't make it as a rugby player, there's ways that they can stay in it through refereeing, through coaching. We do the IRFU coaching courses, safe rugby. So we sort of that taster for them to hopefully go and stay in the game at whatever level.
And I just think that's fantastic. I mean, there's some of the students who have graduated in the past in the past short period now are not only have gone on to, we'll come on to some of the successes, but you say if they don't get to that very top level, they at 18, 19 years of age, 20 years of age, they can go and be a personal fitness trainer, strength and conditioning, an analyst, a video analyst in any sport, and really,
during while they're with us, they probably realize as well what it takes to be a professional rugby player, and are they cut out? So we always talk about the success, but we've had guys that's been with us for a month or 2 months, and then they realize, look, this is maybe not for me, the dedication that it takes and the commitment that it takes, but we leave them with that taster in, okay, you might not be in the game, or you might not play the game, but there's a lot of other parts that you can stay involved because you love the sport.
Brilliant. I just think it's a fantastic situation to be in. Qualified in strength and conditioning. And this is the 8-month course. We'll come back to what the transition year or the international year full course is in depth. But being able to qualify alongside their aspirations, in any of those things, or refereeing or coaching, it's just a phenomenal, like I say, the lifestyle skills. And bearing in mind that these students who come through the academy, they're not just from Ireland, are they? Where are they from?
No, because that's also the other thing that I wanted to say. We also linked to Avante Language School, which is I think, before COVID, they were the best language school in the country, nominated for that. So people coming from abroad, we had Manon Nayarak with us this year, who came to do an English master's, or with Avante. She was French speaking from Belgium. So, that opportunity is also there for Irish kids to learn a different language, or for English kids, for foreign kids to come over and learn English, as we now the only EU English speaking country. So there's big opportunity. There's big opportunity there. Over the summer months, you see it a lot with English and rugby courses and so on. But no, our players come from a variety of countries. We've had guys now, if I talk full time, from Denmark, from USA, from Canada, from Belgium, from Portugal, from South Africa, from Namibia. So a vast majority. I'm trying to think because I'm leaving a lot out. But then in summer months,
Spain, Germany, Chile,
even had a guy from Mexico City, Uruguay, Chile, Argentina, the South American countries. So really, it's a vast amount, and you don't even realize in some of the countries where they play and the interest that's there. Spain is a big nation now. Or tier 2 nation coming through and so on. So really the countries that we have is from all over Europe, and then North America, South Africa, and Namibia.
Yeah, absolutely. And some great youngsters coming through, and the way that they sort of gel together and learn from each other is just, it's a spin-off that you could, you just couldn't buy it, really, could you?
Yeah, no, we actually have we should have a map, and you make me think of something. We should actually have a world map in the academy and places where we've been as coaches, spreading the word, and then also where the players that's joined us come from. Even in Ireland, this year we had three people or 2 people down from Kildare, and then a third one joined us in January. So down there, beautiful part of the world. But so even in Ireland, we come from all different places.
Absolutely. So there we go. That is our Learning Pathway program, and what it is: the opportunity to learn additional qualifications alongside your aspirations to become a male or female professional player, and to leave There's one final thing on the back of all this. Not only can you become you come in as an aspiring male or female player trying to get to the very top level. There's the learning pathway programs with all of those qualifications you can hit. But there's one other thing, Dan Funsale. What does the Academy guarantee the youngsters coming through on the full courses at the end of it? What do you do for them?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that even on the previous question, Big Joe Shepherd give them a course in streaming as well, and how to do live shows and so on, which will help them as well. No, full-time. What we say to the guys is obviously, they come out of the course with a qualification, which they might not know it now, but that is straight away they can earn money coming, doing a job out of the academy. But our main focus is obviously the rugby and trying to improve the player to a level, whether it's pro level or semi-pro level, where we offer them a trial somewhere in the world, depending on their ability and their character. Because a lot of coaches out there now will know, there's top class players, but if they don't have the right character, they might not be suited for that team because it's such an ultimate team game. So, and that's what we try and develop throughout the academy as well, is we develop the character of the guy as much as his playing ability. And then through playing for local clubs, he gets the experience. So we obviously an individual program where if we have 10 hookers, we have 10 hookers. We don't play as a team, so we develop the individual. And then he plays for local club over the weekend, whether that's in the AIL or whether that's under 20 rugby or whether that's for his local club. If we talk TYs, under 17 level, or at the Shane Horgan competition within the Leinster pathway. But we offer players a trial period at the school leavers at a semi-pro or pro level club when they finished with us.
That's absolutely superb, isn't it? There's not many places I know that does those three sets.
Yeah, no, we're not an agent. We don't promise them they're going to get a contract or anything, but we deliver on giving them a trial, and then it's up to that club, whether the club is, whether the player is good enough or fits into the club's program. But one thing that I'm very proud of that we do is even players that was with us in year one, and as I say, we're going, hard to believe, but going into year 5, is we always look after the players. We always try our best to help them in wherever they are. Obviously, the longer we continue and the bigger we get, it will probably be more difficult. But both Johan and myself have got a very personal relationship with parents and players that's been with us.
Yeah, absolutely, and I love that. And having only been with you, sort of, I say part time, but we know it's not.
You fool.
So, I am a full time. It's overwhelmed my life. It's just you can't help it.
Me and Johan is part time, and you full time.
Something like that. You'll be watching this. You better not know about that. But the what the academy is doing, I think there is very, very little out there as well. And being able to, of course, we're now looking, aren't we? Because since COVID and the world is changing now, there's a lot of more opportunities for club levels across the globe. So we're currently engaged with a number of organisations that we are discussing with, that we can, through them, put students who graduate through across the globe. And that really just keeps on, it just builds our level, not just from the professional level and the elite level, all the way down. I was speaking to, in fact, on Friday, I am interviewing on our one-to-one series, Carl Christian Vansgaard, who is a Danish guy coming out in France, and he is going to Holland next year, and he's been selected for the made his debut for the Danish national team recently. Phenomenal. I mean, his blimey, I had to stop him when I was having my discovery phone call with him and say, save all these good things about the Academy for Friday when I do the interview. But it's really good, you know.
No, but there's a great example of a guy that walked into the door 6'9", you know, best in Denmark, but how good is he? He doesn't know, plays a handful of games a season, you know, nothing against coaches or so on, but he didn't get the experience that he got in Ireland while being with us. You know, he played for NUIM Barnall under 20s, where very good coaching structure there, great club. He got his experience there. Then from the club rugby in Ireland, and obviously his learnings through the academy, he's actually got his own business in video analysis. So, you know, that he wouldn't have had if he didn't join us. But then from us, he went to Poland, played in Poland. From Poland, went to Nevis in France as an Espoir player. And now he's going as a professional player in Holland, in the Netherlands, you know. So, and he's just a guy that really want to get as much experience as he can, want to travel the world and want to become as best as he can, because he want to make a difference in Danish rugby.
Absolutely. And great. And for any of those series of one-on-one, go back through our site, Rugby Academy Ireland on Facebook, or through to the website, rugbyacademyireland.ie. And we've got a series of one-on-ones that we've started doing over the last sort of 6 to 8 weeks there with former students, and with coaches and with analysts. And we've got a couple there where we've got 2 children, one each, and we've done an interview with a lad and his Sean and James O'Brien, his dad, who were in Belgium, and Thomas Wickman, Sarah Ironside, his mum, also in Belgium, Irish, but they're over there on the expat circuit as well. And it's great to hear what the parents think, isn't it? Because a lot of parents contact you and they're not sure, Dan, about maybe sending.
Look, at the end of the day, you know, it's the parents are the stakeholders, if you want to call it that way. You know, parents aren't sure because, you know, being a parent myself, you know, you always think of the mainstream path, and then if the mainstream path is not followed or you're not good enough to be there, you think, okay, go and get another job, or maybe it's not for you. But rugby has become so global now that there is a career if you want to take it, you know, at different levels. You know, each country, you've got professional rugby, you've got amateur rugby, you've got semi-pro rugby, but you can honestly go and play all over the world. And people might not know that, you know, and that gives you life experience and so on. So that is also what we want to offer. Yes, we want to make the player a professional player, but the pathway in Ireland especially is so well run by the academies. But we want to go to those players that miss out on a sub-academy deal or so on, and say, look, we're there to develop you as a player. And then, you know, the future, who knows what the future might bring.
Absolutely right. So on that, success of students and the academy graduates. We've spoken about some of them, but we've had players, boys and girls. So let's look at a couple of the homegrown talents. First of all, let's go to this young lady here. Tell us about Abigail.
Abigail Connon, great. And again, you know, came to us as a transition year student. I'll never forget the first time we met her in Kildare. Very nervous. Parents were very nervous. She's from Burr, is a local club. She wasn't sure about transition year in her school. Somehow got hold of us. Wasn't that into rugby, and geez, just the year that she was with us developed into a very competent rugby player. But more than that, you know, she's a qualified personal trainer. She coaches in Tullamore Rugby Club. She actually looks after the under 16 girls. So I do think there's more to it than just rugby. But she captained the Leinster under 18 sevens team in the last interprovincial tournament. So a great story from a girl that probably wasn't sure and only started playing rugby when she was 12 and so on. And that gives me a lot of satisfaction, is to see how those people absolutely then love the game when they leave us.
Yeah, absolutely. And go on and watch her one-on-one, my one-on-one chat with Abigail Connon. Natural young leadership skills she's got there, and I say she is now coaching. She's got all these qualifications at the age she's at, and she's thoroughly enjoying the leadership role of developing the next level of club and in her local school of young female rugby players come through, and I think that's fab. Another one that you had, and there's been so many, but we had to sort of whittle down just a couple of boys and a couple of girls, a couple of home, a couple of abroad.
Some are not going to be happy with you, Joe. But
tell me about it. I'll phone them off. So,
look, she's probably our poster girl at the moment. Erin King, and again, we never thought about a transition year program. And Erin's mom, Joanne, contacted us and said, do you do a transition year program? We only see you doing a full-time program. And we said, no, we're not, but let's tailor towards what Erin wants. Erin came into us as fourth year. She's right. Well, I don't know with all her success if she's going to write a leaving cert starting next Wednesday, but she's only still in sixth year. But the year that she had with us, again, could just see the development. She's always had the talent, and she just needed that, where she could do what she loved every day. And now through the Irish system, that's a continuous path for her. So brilliant player, great girl, with a very, very good future ahead of her.
And that image of her is playing in the Irish women's seven-side, traveling the globe on a professional contract on the HSBC circuit.
Now, and that's how quickly it can happen, especially probably in the girls' game where the training ages are quite low. In the men's game, that it's probably more difficult to have that rapid rise. But in saying that, we've seen it as well. A lot of late starters to the game that excel very quickly, or once they get into academy setup, their level just rises, because there's so much information that they never knew that they now get.
Yeah, absolutely. And a couple of lads now have returned to overseas. One of my favourite characters, Connie Camper.
Again, South African Boertjie, that was schooled at one of the best schools in South Africa, Grey College. I was lucky enough to play with his dad, so he comes from good pedigree as well. But Connie just, he came to us in January on a short course, that we'll speak about probably later, January to April, almost speaking Afrikaans there, January to April. And then he loved it so much that he came back for September to April for a full course. So Connie was with us for 18 months, played for the Tel Aviv Heat in the European competition. And currently there's quite a few people interested in his services for the coming year. So watch this space to see where Connie will end up. But certainly, as players go, I call him although he's not little, but I call him the little Tyke Furlong, because skill-wise, he can do everything.
Yeah, he's good all-round footballer, isn't he? I'd say the more modern-day prop, the Tyke
And
Furlong.
Look, I was lucky enough to coach Tyke as a 16-year-old, 17-year-old. And so, and if I compare the two at that same stage, and I know comparisons in sport is very difficult to make, but Connie has definitely got the ability. If he has Tyke's drive, he can go places.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And we all know about the rise of Major League Rugby, MLR, in the States now, and how fast that is growing. And we've had a number of graduates across there. We've got a young lad playing with the New England Free Jacks at the moment. I have to give them a shout out. I'm so intrinsically linked to them. But also we have Oliver Fagan.
Yeah, no, Ollie, again, a guy that's really in charge of his own pathway, something that we're very proud of producing as well. Ollie is from the States, went to South Africa to an academy in South Africa. But there it's different in the sense of they all team-based, and he felt he needed more individual training. So contacted us, was part of our webinar show. And again, that's very good of players trying to do more themselves. Part of our webinar series during COVID, contacted us, came to the academy from September, would have left in November, only came for 3 months, and again stayed for 6 months till February when the MLR started, where he got contracted to the Jackals, but didn't stay in the Jackals for too long because he's now with North Otago in New Zealand. So, and for us, that's also a great credit that, New Zealand, one of Rugby Academy Islands players is over there at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely superb. And excuse me, and there is a whole range of these youngsters, boys and girls, playing at different levels across the globe, and and no matter what level they're at, they've got all these qualifications. They want to do the full fledged.
But it is, just on that, and I know, without trying to sell it too much, but we've had a guy this year, Alex Matteis. He's a South African with a Portuguese passport, so again, he can go and play anywhere in Europe. But Alex got a scholarship with St. Mary's University, a 4-year scholarship with St. Mary's University in the USA. And that's something we can provide for players as well, So the future is what we're looking at. Not just you dropped, see you later, go back to your club or whatever. So that personal touch and so on. But as I said to you, we're talking about the success stories. Ethan Fryer is another one. He was the same year as Aaron King with us, and there's 2 players. Ethan is playing international rugby for Canada and then playing for the Free Jacks in the MLR, and he's just turned 20. Yeah,
absolutely superb. Courses. We do get an awful lot of questions on the courses, the types of courses. So run us through things. So one-day clinics, what are they for then, the one-day clinics?
Well, the one-day clinic is again, there's so many or variety of courses that we do. We do one-day clinics where a team can come into us for a whole day, and that is not age specific. We are at, just in the recent past, we had Westminstown's under 13s with us as sort of an end of season day. We do a lot of pre-season work, but so the day clinics is from 10 to 5 again, or 10 to 4, where we do team building with the guys. We do rugby specific training. There'll be a workshop around lifestyle or something to do with the way to play the game. We also have one-on-one courses, where one-on-one coaching, 2-hour sessions with players. Tomorrow I'm meeting 2 guys doing kicking clinics. Forward unit specific scrum clinics, line out clinics, backline specific. So it's not just as easy to probably articulate it, but a lot of one-day courses that we run in both backs, forwards during the season and now during the summer months.
And talking about the summer months, we also run different camps. So we run camps at Easter. Recently, we just had some excellent coaches on them. And we've got summer camps coming up. We do some camps at Samhain, Halloween as well. Tell us about the summer camps. What do we do on the camps?
Yeah, summer camp is basically, and again, there's a lot of camps out there. We give the players a taster of what life in the academy is about. So it's a week living as part of our 8-month program, where again guys will live with us. They'll now we're non-residential as well, but they live with us, eat with us, sleep with us, train with us. Everything happening in the one place. Rugby specific, position specific, strength and conditioning. In the gym, teaching them about nutrition, recovery, all the things that goes around athletic development. rugby-wise, and then also lifestyle skills that we do with the players. So it's a small sort of compact. What they get in the week is what they might get if they're there for 8 months. So it's a taster program, but not taking away from the rugby part of it.
I think it's fair to say everything that we do is a layered approach, isn't it? Really,
no, definitely, because again, and our feedback will tell us, player comes to us on a week, really loves it, and then decides that he wants to do this for 8 months of the year or 4 months of the year, and getting back. And that's why we get guys from all over the world, Uruguay, Chile, all coming to join us. But because we're not a team as well, we really focus on individual skills, on the core factors of passing, tackling, rucking, evasion, all of that, and then game understanding through video analysis, and so on is a big part of us. And in general terms, some of the competitors is out there, and it's all team-based activities and so on. So we try and have a mixture of both.
Cool. Nancy White. Nancy, good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. What date are the summer camps? You'd almost think we pre-positioned it. We didn't. Nancy, if you send us a PM on Facebook or info@rugbyacademyireland.ie, then one of the team will get back to you. And
we run it through July and August, but that's the best advice, Joe, is if they contact us personally.
Absolutely. TY, because we take people from across the globe, I always put it, because my simple head is TYIY, transition year, international year, full-time, part-time, because it's the easy way for me to explain it to people across the globe when we're chatting with people and engaging with them all the time. Explain what the transition year, the international year,
transition,
the full course. Yeah, but the transition one, especially for here.
Yeah, transition year, and we're probably unique in Ireland. Some people in Northern Ireland don't even know about transition year, but it's going into basically your 4th year of senior school, and then guys through that year, it's although it's an academic year, people go away, for work experience, for life experience. They might go away for a month skiing somewhere. They go to work experience to a lawyer's firm or accountancy firm, or to a sports academy or whatever, to learn what they want to become. And then they go into their senior leaving cert cycle in Ireland in 5th and 6th year. So what we offer during that transition year, again, full-time, where they come to us on the 1st of September and they leave the 30th of May. And we run a program for them where they with us Monday to Friday, and then they go and play for their local clubs on the weekend, and back Monday morning to do our program. Through that, they get obviously the qualifications, they get all the coaching and so on, tutoring as we discussed. With the full-time transition year program, we then also run a part-time transition year program where people can come in for a player has got 2 weeks work experience. What is he going to do? Okay, I want to know what life of a professional rugby player takes. So they can come to us for a 2-week period as part of their work experience, where they come and live the life of a player. And then we also have on Fridays, and it's probably more localized, but on Fridays we've got a day TY program where players come into us for the day from 9 to 5 every Friday for 33 weeks during the year, where again that day, as we said, the summer camps are probably a week in the life of the 8 months. That day is everything congested into that day.
There you go. That is transition year explained for the people both in Ireland who don't know about it, in Northern Ireland who definitely don't know about it, and for those people abroad as well. So it is full time, it can be part time, it can be down to literally a couple of weeks. as well. But
yeah, and again, like I said about the Kildare, we've had two people
absolutely.
from Kildare with us, 2 students from Kildare, and the one guy's mate said, "Geez, no, that looks fun, and you're becoming a better player and so on. So can I go up there for a month?" And he came for the month of January, came to us and so on. So we tailor-made the program for whatever the player and the parent, which is the stakeholder, as we call it, wants.
Absolutely. And for more information on all of the courses, but especially the TY course that we're sort of taking now and the summer courses, send us an email to info@rugbyacademyireland.ie or go to www.rugbyacademyireland.ie. Send us a message on Facebook, a message on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. We're going across through all of those this evening as well. So you're welcome. For those of people just joining us, go back to the very beginning, tell you the very best from our Director of Rugby, Dan von Sale, and you're welcome to tonight's show. Dan, future plans to finish off with. There's a whole pile of things that we've got sort of racked up, ready to go. There's a new short 4-month course, Home and Abroad. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, and again, all these things, come to fruition because of circumstances and certain parts of the world. The Southern Hemisphere calendar is different to the Northern Hemisphere calendar, and then for some people, it might be a financial thing or whatever the case might be. But our short course runs from January to April during the year. It's a 4-month course where basically players still get a qualification. They just don't get a personal trainer, NQF level 5, but they have the opportunity to get NQF 4. Some of the coaching courses they won't get, and so on. But most of the program will be the same, definitely around the coaching aspect, and then the playing experience within Ireland for the local clubs as well. But the short course is just a 4-month period, where the full-time course is obviously an 8-month period.
Cool. What else have we got? Future plans, courses, overseas coaching. Some really exciting things happening there. Can we tell anybody?
Yeah. Sorry if I jumped the gun there, but that is why, I don't know if we know where the boundaries are of the academy. The contacts that we make throughout the world is just amazing, and opportunities that it creates for coaches, for players, for everybody. So Canada, I'm going over to Canada in July on a rugby network coaching that I'm going to do over there. We've had coaching courses in Belgium, weekend courses where we go in, we coach or do some coach education, coach a team to show the practical to the coaches as well, and then have aftercare with the coaches that they, in communication to us. We've had coaches over from Chile, we've had coaches over from Belgium, from South Africa, that with us for 4 days or 5 days, the way we try and give them as much experience of the Irish coaching network as possible. And then we also had a Erasmus student for 4 months that, part of his degree, he's got to go on a Erasmus, and a brilliant fellow, David Vellante from Italy, and was a massive help to us, but also learned a lot about how to run a day-to-day academy with us, and everything that intakes, not just the nice stuff on the field, but the being going to get food or the shopping, pushing a shopping trolley and so on. So there's a lot more behind the scenes that goes on. But so future plans, I was lucky enough to go to Portugal to coach on an international 10s tournament where 4 of the players went with. So it just broadened horizons the whole time. We've got Manon as part of the 7th circuit as well for Belgium. We've been invited there to coach, and just to build the ongoing network through rugby.
Absolutely. And you talk, just to explain to people who aren't quite aware what the Erasmus Plus project is, it is a 27 billion euro 7-year program, which means that students from across Europe who qualify can go to other countries and they can be attached for internships for a set period of time. We had Davide Valenti from Italy, say, and he was on the sports management side of doing his master's. There's also a sports science side. So if you are studying a master's, for example, or any educational qualification in coaching or analysis or physiotherapy or psychology, sports psychology, anything like that. So if you are one of our many viewers who follows our Academy Acolytes, followers as I like to call them, then have a look at Erasmus Plus or contact us if you're from a European country and you're interested in doing an internship, either physically on the sports science or the sports management side with Rugby Academy Ireland, and we'll be able to put you in touch with the people in your country and come and work with us for a set period, because it is a phenomenal project and it's free. In fact, you get a set amount of money for coming, and it is, again, there's a one-on-one on our Facebook page and on our Instagram stories and Twitter with Davide Valenti from Italy, who was our intern as well. So that is what Erasmus Plus project is. We have got a whole range of other things coming in. We make no apologies now for sort of pitching this, because we get an awful lot of I am the so-called head of engagement. People now are beginning to take notice more and more and more, because they want to be involved in, with a rising ship carries out, or a rising tide carries all ships. There we go. Joint ventures and sponsorships or joint venture partnerships. Yes, we are open to them. We are actually engaging with a number of individuals. If you're filthy, stinking rich and you own your own company and you want to put something back into the next generation of rugby, and you want to sponsor the academy, you want to sponsor Dan or Johan, or even a good-looking head of engagement type chap, you want to sponsor a child coming through a course. I can hear the whole world giggling at that one. If you want to sponsor a one-day clinic, if you want to sponsor a course, a transition year, anything, then please get in touch with us. And as you'll see, view up there, anybody who's been watching us for a while know that we look after our joint venture partners, and we are actively engaged at the moment with a number of organizations who place players and offer them opportunities across the globe. Dan, your thoughts on behalf of yourself and Johan on that?
Look, we people's people, and for us the partnerships is even more so than the sponsorships. Sponsorship is obviously will help a lot, but the partnerships, the joint ventures, as you say, we certainly want to give as a lot more than what we want to take, if I can put it that way. So for us, anybody out there, whether it's rugby related, business related, doesn't matter. As I say, food, we cater for the players. So anything that you can think of, partnership wise, we open for that.
Absolutely brilliant. And very finally, upcoming courses. There's a whole pile of things happening between now and the next 6 months of the year. So you've got open days in June. Tell us about them.
Yes, again, just to contact us through the social media channels or at info@rugbyacademyireland.ie, where anytime suited to guys. We know now that especially transition years, leaving cert, going into exam period, but through the month of June, we open for open day to come and see the place, to come and see what you're thinking of and so on. And you'll be amazed because as facilities go, you'll go hard to find the facilities that we have at Kildare House Hotel in County Kildare in Naas. So the open days are set for that. We take you for a tour. Any questions that you have, we'll answer. And then, even if you want to incorporate that with a one-on-one session or whatever, we open to that as well. So June is all about trying to build those connections, trying to show people around, because as soon as July starts with summer camps and so on, time gets busy. and then we can't spend that one-on-one time, although we'll find time, but it's much easier now coming in June.
So the whole of June, there are 3 open days. Come and have a look around. Team will walk you through everything. Just contact us at info@rugbyacademyireland.ie or through any of our social channels. I spend half my life engaging with people, and it's great. And no question is ever a bone question. It's just it all starts with the conversations. Have the conversation with us. We then run into the July. Again, contact us for the dates. Like Nancy's going to do, reference the summer courses as well, and then we're into. And then, like I say, you're away in Canada coaching as well on a mini holiday. Did offer to carry your bags for you, but no, I'm not good enough. So there we go.
No, but that actually came on the back of Sean Snyman, and that shows you how it works. Sean Snyman was with us this year, played for Kildare Rugby Club, then got offered the National Academy place in Canada. And his dad he was so happy with what Johan and myself produced and the academy and so on, that he invited us on a trip to Canada and to come and spread the word over there while coaching in the province of Ontario during July. So really looking forward to that. But that's just a testament of one parent towards us,
Superb. And we've had a whole pile of questions through in the last couple of weeks since we started advertising for the transition year. Is it too late for people to apply for the transition year now, or to find out?
No, not at all. Again, our applications, obviously, because of accommodation constraints, the sooner the better, just to know that your place is secured. But honestly, June, it's junior cert, it's leaving cert. So probably the month of July, after a week or two's holidays, people will, only know what they really want for their children in transition year. But just in the meantime, if you want to know about it and so on, we open. So there's no actual closing date, bar, in August. Or the first week in August. But the only problem that can be is Kildare offers a certain amount of accommodation, and we might not be able to fulfill that criteria then.
Here, listen, Johan isn't listening, so I won't get in trouble. But here's a question. Technically, because the Learning Pathway program is about taking the individuals and all of those qualifications, which actually can be in any sport. Is it possible if somebody wanted from another sport like GAA or basketball or anything, wanted to come and avail of the TY course, and you could do some specific separate training? Is that possible technically?
It is possible. It is possible. It will take a bit of juggling, but as you say, the only 2 aspects of our program that is real rugby orientated is the rugby coaching and training on the pitch, and then the workshops and video analysis and so on that we do. But in saying that, we have filtered with the idea of, at TY level, could it be a general approach to players? But that's something maybe for the future. But again, if there's a 6'6" basketball player, we'll make him a rugby player within the year, and we'll create that love for the game for him without taking away anything off the basketball. And that's actually where we get basketball coaches in, we get Gaelic coaches in to come and give the players that experience as well of other sports, because at the end of the day, rugby is a spatial awareness and evasion game.
Absolutely. Good question from Johnny Whopper here. Johnny, always great to see you on, mate. Have there been any graduates who have progressed into the Irish Talent Pathway? I think the simplest answer would probably Erin Kings in recent times.
Yes, it's probably, as I said, in the men's game, not yet, but the Irish academies are so well looked after, and really top quality players that's there and coaches. But Erin King playing for Ireland, there was 5 Irish under 18 girls that came through the academy that represented Ireland under 18 this year. We had a couple of guys that played Leinster Youths this year that came through the path. And then some of the transition year students went into, again, coming from non-rugby playing schools, came to us and then went into their final cycle into rugby playing schools because of they want that again, what we provided in TY. It's something that we really hope we can. But at the moment, I think the Irish system is well looked after, and we create those opportunities for players. But that's needless to say that players can come back. Although he wasn't part of the academy, a guy like Carl Martin is probably a good example. That's playing for Montpellier. That was, or I coached him at a younger age, and then another guy. Sebastian Berti, that was in Newbridge College and so on. He did a couple of weeks with us during transition year, and he's progressed to greater things. So to answer the question, not in the Irish setup in the men's game, although at youth level, yes, but certainly in the women's game we have.
Cool. Johnny, I hope that answers your question for you. For all further information, any question you want, contact us via any of our social platforms or social channels. We'll know all of them. Go and follow us and like us and follow us and keep up to date with what we're doing. We're just going to be setting up very shortly a new email management system where we will be sending out monthly updates on everything that is going on. And please engage with us. That's why we're here. But info@academyireland.ie or go to our main site, rugbyacademyireland.ie. Okay, that's it for tonight. Let's just... we've had let me just take that one off next, sorry. We had the great Dan Fonsale, Director of Rugby, here at Rugby Academy Ireland on. And we have rattled through a whole pile of stuff. What's been happening with the Academy? The roles of Dan as Director of Rugby and Johan Taylor as Managing Director. Overview of the courses from the one-day clinics, the summer, the Easter and the Halloween courses, transition year, international year, full-time, part-time, residential, non-residential. Is just so much happening. The successes of the students and the graduates just keeps
talking tonight. Sometimes we don't even realize what we're doing. Because where once you put it like that, or once you put it on paper, we cater for everybody.
Absolutely.
And that's what we want to get across.
Absolutely. We've talked about the learning pathway programs where aspiring students can come in and not only aspire to be the best player they can be at their given level, a whole range of qualifications. Talk to us about the learning pathway program. I firmly believe that it is the way to go for the youngsters to learn something. And we've got 17, 18, 19-year-olds now who are qualified as personal fitness trainers, analysts, strength and conditioning. It's just crazy. We'll be back on. Like and follow us on all our channels and find out more information about when we're back on. For a man who hasn't been on for a couple of years and was more nervous than a nervous thing, he's rattled through just onto the hour now. So I think he deserves a round of applause. Well done, buddy.
Look, thanks a lot, man. But a real shout out to all the players that's been through us. From Spencer Lochman, who was the very first guy that signed up with us, whose brother Jeremy plays for Munster. Spencer is having a good career over in the States at the moment. To every last guy that was and girl that was at our Easter camp. Hopefully we see all those faces again. And really, we feel very proud of what we've achieved so far. And more importantly, what the player has achieved, because it's all about the player. And if we can help them on a certain journey, we're willing to do so.
Cool. Dan Fonsale, Director of Rugby Academy Ireland. Thanks very much. We look forward to seeing you all again. Go on to our page and our channels and watch our series of one-on-ones. And if there's anything you'd like to know about or hear about, or there's something you'd like the Academy to look at or share with you on our lives or on our posts, then let us know and we'll consider it. I'm Joe Shepard, Head of Engagement here. This has been Dan Fonsale, and this has been Rugby Academy Ireland Live. Dan, thanks very much, mate.
Thanks as always, Joe.